Most people spend their lives wishing. They wish for more money. They wish for more freedom. They wish for a better future. But wishing doesn't move the needle. Hope by itself doesn't build wealth. What builds wealth is design. And design means building systems. Systems are the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. If you depend on chance, you'll end up with scraps. But if you depend on a system, you can end up with fortune. A system is simply a method, a plan, a set of actions repeated with consistency that produces predictable results. Think of it like this: if you leave your financial future to chance, you'll always be at the mercy of circumstances. But if you create a system for how you earn, how you save, how you invest, and how you protect your money, you put yourself in control. Systems give structure to your ambition. They take an idea and turn it into a machine. And machines, once built, can run whether you feel like it or not. When you look at wealthy people, you might think they just got lucky. But if you study closely, you'll see systems behind their success. A business is a system for delivering value. An investment portfolio is a system for multiplying money. Even habits are personal systems for managing behavior. Wealth doesn't come from random acts. It comes from deliberate design. And that's the difference between people who get rich fast and those who never do. So let's talk about how to build systems. First, you need a system for earning. You can't just say, "I'll make money somehow." That's vague. A system is clear. For example, a business has a model. It knows what to sell, to whom, and how. A professional has a process. They know how to turn skills into income consistently. A freelancer who relies on hope might have good weeks and bad weeks, but one who builds a system of outreach, clients, and delivery can predict their income. If you want to be wealthy in a year, you need a system that guarantees consistent inflow, not just occasional surprises. Then you need a system for multiplying. Saving money is good, but letting it sit is not a wealth-building strategy. You need a system that takes your earnings and puts them to work. That might mean automating your investments, setting rules for reinvesting profits, or building a structure where your money generates more money. Wealth is built when your dollars start working harder than you do. Without a system, money slips away. With a system, money compounds. Next, you need a system for protecting. Many people lose wealth as fast as they make it because they never created safeguards. Protecting your wealth means having rules, rules about spending, rules about risk, rules about preservation. A system can be as simple as separating accounts, as practical as insurance, or as strategic as legal structures that safeguard your assets. Without protection, fortune is fragile. With it, fortune becomes durable. But systems aren't only about money. Systems are also about behavior. If you want to become a millionaire in a year, your habits can't be random. You need routines for learning, routines for working, routines for planning. A morning routine can be a system for focus. A weekly review can be a system for measuring progress. Even your diet, your exercise, your sleep, these are personal systems that fuel your performance. If you neglect them, you burn out. If you design them, you sustain momentum. Now, here's the key. Systems remove reliance on willpower. Most people fail because they rely on how they feel. If they feel motivated, they work. If they don't feel motivated, they stop. Systems don't care about feelings. A system runs because it's designed to run. That's the secret. Build systems strong enough, and they carry you forward even on the days you'd rather quit. And once your systems are running, the results multiply. Wealth becomes predictable. Growth becomes inevitable. Success stops being a question of luck and starts being a question of time. A year with no system will leave you with frustration, but a year with strong systems can transform your life entirely. So don't live by chance, don't live by wishes, don't live by hope alone. Build systems, follow them with discipline, and let those systems carry you to wealth. You can only get so far on your own. That's the truth many people don't want to accept. They say, "I'll do it myself. I don't need anyone." But wealth, especially fast wealth, is never built in isolation. If you want to build a fortune in a year, you must learn the art of leverage. And leverage doesn't just mean financial leverage. It means knowledge, people, and opportunities. When you understand how to multiply your efforts through these, you accelerate beyond what one person could ever do alone. Let's begin with knowledge. One idea, one insight, one shift in perspective can be worth millions. But the problem is, if you only depend on your own knowledge, you'll always be limited by your own experience. That's why you must leverage the knowledge of others. Books, courses, mentors, conversations. These give you access to decades of wisdom in a fraction of the time. Someone spent 20 years learning, failing, refining, and you can acquire that knowledge in 20 hours of study. That's leverage. If you're trying to become wealthy fast, you don't have time to reinvent the wheel. You need to find those who've already built it and learn how it turns. But knowledge alone is not enough. You also need people. Wealth is a team sport. No matter how talented you are, you'll reach a ceiling if you try to do it all yourself. Others have skills you don't. Others have networks you can't access. Others have strengths that complement your weaknesses. When you align yourself with the right people, you expand your capacity overnight. A single partnership can double your reach. A single introduction can open doors you didn't even know existed. The right people can carry you farther in 1 year than you could walk in 10 on your own. Of course, there's a catch. You have to bring value to the table. People don't want to help someone who takes but never gives. Leverage is not exploitation. It's collaboration. You grow by growing others. If you want to attract powerful partners, mentors, and allies, you must make yourself valuable to them. Share your skills, contribute your energy, be the person others want to work with. When you give, you create reciprocity, and in that exchange, doors open. Then there's the leverage of opportunities. Opportunities are always around, but most people never see them because they're too busy surviving. To leverage opportunities, you need awareness. You need to keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, your network alive. One opportunity can change the trajectory of your entire life if you seize it. But here's the secret: opportunities often come disguised as hard work, risk, or temporary inconvenience. That's why most miss them. They're waiting for the perfect moment, the easy deal, the guaranteed return. But those who build wealth fast are those who can spot opportunity where others only see effort. Leverage means multiplying your effort so you can do more with less. Think about technology. A tool can save you hours of labor. Automation can handle what used to take a team. The internet allows you to reach thousands, even millions, with one message, one product, one service. That's leverage. In the past, you needed decades to build a reputation. Now, with the right system, you can scale your value in months. If you're serious about building wealth in 1 year, you must ask what tools, what platforms, what strategies can multiply my reach and results. Here's what separates those who rise quickly. They don't just work hard, they work multiplied. They ask, who can help me? What knowledge can I borrow? What opportunity can I seize? What tools can I use? They understand that time is limited, but leverage is unlimited. With leverage, 1 year of effort can equal 10 years of progress. Without it, 10 years of effort can feel like standing still. So don't try to do everything with your own 2 hands. Don't limit yourself to what you know and what you can do. Find the knowledge, the people, and the opportunities that can multiply you. Because the truth is, you don't get wealthy fast by working harder. You get wealthy fast by working smarter through leverage. A year is not a long time. 12 months pass quickly, and before you know it, you're looking back wondering where it all went. But here's the good news. A year may be short, but it's long enough to change everything if you decide to live it with intensity. Most people stretch their goals across decades, and that's fine. But if you want to build wealth fast, if you want to become a millionaire in a single year, you can't afford to move at the same pace as everyone else. You have to think bigger, act faster, and stay relentless until the job is done. Thinking big is the first step. If you think in small numbers, you'll always get small results. If you say, maybe I'll save a little extra this year, you'll end up with a little extra. But if you decide, I'll build $1 million income stream this year, your mind starts searching for ideas, opportunities, and strategies that match that size of goal. Big thinking stretches your imagination. It forces you to see beyond the ordinary. And when you think big, you don't settle for average plans. You design extraordinary ones. But thinking big is only half the equation. You can't wait until the plan is perfect. Some people lose an entire year polishing, planning, preparing, waiting for the stars to align. They think they're being careful, but really they're stalling. You can't afford to stall. If the goal is massive wealth in 1 year, action must be immediate. Start before you're ready. Move with what you have. You'll adjust along the way. Action creates momentum, and momentum brings clarity. When you move, opportunities reveal themselves, connections appear, ideas sharpen. But if you sit still, you see nothing. Now, once you've started, the real test begins. Staying relentless. It's easy to start with energy. It's easy to get excited for a week or two. But wealth in a year requires 12 months of consistent, focused drive. That means you don't stop when it gets uncomfortable. You don't slow down when you get tired. You don't quit when the results don't show up as quickly as you hoped. You stay at it, day after day, week after week, without losing sight of the vision. Relentlessness means you outlast discouragement, you outlast doubt, and you outlast the temptation to settle for less. There will be storms. There will be moments when you question yourself, when you wonder if you aim too high, when people tell you it can't be done. But that's when relentless action separates the winners from the quitters. Most people give up when it gets hard, but those who press on through resistance are the ones who taste success. If you want to become a millionaire in 1 year, you have to be willing to push through what others avoid. You have to stay focused when distractions try to pull you off track. You have to keep your eyes on the finish line, no matter how far it feels. Relentless action also means intensity. You can't give half effort and expect full reward. 1 year of half-hearted action will give you half-hearted results. But 1 year of total commitment, 1 year where you give everything you've got, can create results so big they surprise even you. The marketplace rewards urgency. It rewards those who don't just dabble, but dive in fully. When you live with urgency, people notice. Opportunities come faster. Partnerships form quicker. Results multiply. That's the power of going all in. And don't mistake relentlessness for recklessness. It doesn't mean acting without thought. It means once you've set the goal, once you've designed the plan, you refuse to let up until you reach it. It means intensity with direction. Like a laser. Focused, steady, and powerful enough to cut through anything in its way. So here's the challenge: think bigger than you've ever thought, act faster than you've ever acted, and stay more relentless than you've ever stayed. Don't waste this year waiting. Don't waste it hesitating. Don't waste it doubting. Live it with the kind of urgency and intensity that leaves no room for regret. Because if you give yourself fully to this year, if you stay relentless, 1 year is all it takes to completely transform your wealth and your life. You see, most people wake up every morning and they say to themselves, how can I make more money? And that's a good question, but it's not the right question. Because money is not the target. Money is the reward, the echo, the reflection of something deeper. The real question is, how can I bring more value? You don't get rich by chasing the dollar. You get rich by chasing the value you create. That's the fundamental principle of wealth. And when you understand that, the game changes. Think about it. You don't get paid for the time you spend. You get paid for the value you bring to that time. If time was the measure of wealth, then everybody would be rich, because everybody has the same 24 hours. But wealth comes to those who multiply those hours with value. A man can spend 10 years working hard and still struggle, while another man can spend 1 year working with value and end up with a fortune. The difference isn't the clock. The difference is value. So if you want to compress time and become wealthy in 1 year, you've got to ask, how do I become more valuable in the marketplace? The marketplace doesn't pay for needs, it pays for solutions. The marketplace doesn't reward effort, it rewards results. The people who rise quickly, the people who accumulate wealth in record time, they are the ones who figured out how to add extraordinary value. They created ideas, products, services, or skills that multiplied what they were worth. Now, how do you raise your value? The first step is personal development. You can't get paid more until you become more. Your income is a reflection of who you are, not just what you do. If you want to earn more, learn more. If you want to have more, you must become more. That means developing skills that the marketplace finds rare and useful. That means investing in knowledge, expanding your expertise, and mastering your craft. If you spend 1 year becoming incredibly valuable in a certain field, you can collapse decades of average effort into 12 months of extraordinary progress. But value is not just knowledge. Value is also problem solving. Ask yourself, what problems are people facing, and how can I provide the solution? The bigger the problem you solve, the bigger the paycheck. The world rewards problem solvers, creators, innovators. Think about it: someone who creates a product that saves people time, or a service that makes life easier, or an idea that changes how people live. They become wealthy quickly, because they deliver massive value to many. And when you combine problem solving with scale, you can achieve in 1 year what others never reach in a lifetime. Another thing about value is perception. It's not only about what you can do, it's about how it's seen. If the marketplace doesn't know your value, it can't reward you. That's why influence, communication, and relationships matter. Learn how to present your value, how to market your skills, how to connect with the right people. Your ability to demonstrate value is as important as your ability to create it. Don't hide your gifts in the corner. Take them to the stage of the marketplace and let them shine. And remember, this money comes as a byproduct of service. Serve well, and you will be paid well. Wealth is a reflection of how many people you serve and how well you serve them. So, if you want to earn $1 million in a year, figure out how to serve 1 million people with $1 of value, or 1,000 people with $1,000 of value. The math works, but only if the value is real. Now, here's the challenge: most people want the reward without the responsibility. They want the million without multiplying their value. They hope money will come to them, but hope is not a strategy. Wealth doesn't come from wishing. It comes from working on yourself until the marketplace cannot ignore you. It comes from building skills, creating solutions, and delivering them with excellence. So don't chase money. It runs too fast. Chase value, and money will chase you. Wealth doesn't fall into your lap just because you wish for it. It doesn't happen because you get excited one night after hearing a good idea and say, "I'm going to be rich." No, wealth is built by discipline. That's the word people don't like to hear, but it's the truth. Discipline is the bridge between what you want and what you get. If you want to build a fortune fast, if you want to turn a single year into the kind of year that changes everything, you've got to live a year of intense discipline. Not once in a while, not when it's convenient, but every single day. Discipline means you trade what you want now for what you want most. And most people can't do that. They want comfort more than growth, entertainment more than education, excuses more than results. That's why they stay where they are. But those who practice discipline create separation. They rise faster, they achieve more, and they build wealth, while others are still waiting for the right time. Discipline is the dividing line. Think about it. There's discipline in saving. Most people spend whatever comes in and wonder why they never get ahead. But a disciplined person takes a portion, no matter how small, and sets it aside. They respect money, and money respects them back. Saving is not about the amount, it's about the habit. And when you make it a habit, you build a foundation for wealth. In 1 year of disciplined saving, you can create reserves most people don't build in 5. Then there's discipline in investing. Once you've saved, you don't let that money sit idle. You put it to work, but it takes discipline not to chase shiny opportunities, not to gamble, not to be careless. Discipline is in studying investments, understanding risk, and multiplying your money with wisdom. In 1 year, disciplined investing can grow what casual spending would have destroyed. And there's another kind of discipline. Discipline in learning. You can't afford to live a year without growing your mind. One idea, one piece of knowledge, one new skill can be the spark that changes your entire financial life. But you must be disciplined enough to read, to listen, to study, to keep stretching your capacity. You have to feed your mind with ideas stronger than your excuses. If you spend 1 year learning as much as you can, sharpening your skills, upgrading your thinking, the value you bring to the marketplace multiplies. And when value multiplies, income follows. But don't forget the discipline of time. Time is your most valuable asset. 1 year can make you or break you depending on how you use it. Every wasted hour pushes your dream further away. Discipline is saying no to the things that don't matter so you can say yes to the things that build your future. It's choosing focus over distraction, purpose over wandering, productivity over procrastination. Imagine what happens if you give yourself 1 disciplined year of using your hours wisely. That kind of year can create a lifetime of difference. Discipline also means consistency. It's not about doing it once. It's about doing it long enough for the results to show. Most people quit before the harvest. They start saving, then they stop. They start learning, then they get bored. They start building, then they get distracted. Discipline is the ability to keep doing what you said you would do, long after the mood has left you. It's the muscle that keeps you going when excitement fades. Now here's the good news: discipline compounds. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. Each act of discipline makes the next one easier. And over time, discipline creates habits, habits create consistency, and consistency creates wealth. 1 year of discipline can set you apart for the next 10 years. It can create a foundation so strong that opportunities come rushing towards you because you've proven you can be trusted with them. So wealth is not a mystery. It's not about luck or timing. It's about doing the right things day after day with discipline. You save with discipline. You invest with discipline. You learn with discipline. You use your time with discipline. And if you do that for a year, a single year, you'll be amazed at how fast fortune begins to show up at your door. Discipline is the price you pay today for the wealth you enjoy tomorrow.